In this documentary, I will showcase the Bamboo Roots Collective and its founder, Ahmahtsiyahu, as he takes on sustainable solutions on the African continent in the central region of Ghana.
This is our sustainable building demonstration site called Project Eden. Our goal is to be able to demonstrate the viability of using indigenous technology for constructing homes. As our brothers and sisters return back home to Mama Africa, our goal is to show that you don't have to use a lot of the unsustainable building techniques that are contemporarily being used throughout our planet. The use of drywall, sheetrock, fiberglass, and so forth and so on. Whereas here in Africa and throughout the planet, many a civilization have been using local materials like mud, earth, stone, bamboo, wood for building homes that often have greater thermal dynamics than many contemporary structures using concrete block. These homes do not transmit and radiate the sun's energy in the form of heat into your home as the home cools throughout the night, and it's a whole lot less expensive to build in this manner. So this is a much more sustainable way of going about construction.
First one, the bamboo bubble one, and
so we not saying fancy for the toilet. And then I did where then I soil.
For fertilizer.
Oh.
We'll use it as fertilizer.
So he said they will use cement on this, and then when they are done, they will use the feces as fertilizers for the soil, for the land, so that it can be fertile.
This is our solar-powered borehole. This is a complete off-grid community here in Ghana, West Africa. We knew that we wanted to begin to have systems that allowed us not to have dependency. The municipal services that are being provided all throughout this planet requires you to continuously trade your time for some idea of value just to have basic utilities or basic services like water and power. Well, for the brothers and sisters who are returning home to Mama Africa here in Ghana, our goal has been to begin to prepare an environment where we no longer have to be dependent on those systems for the conveniences that many of us have grown accustomed to. So here is our solar powered borehole. There's a borehole that's dug here. The solar provides the energy. There's a 1 horsepower pump. Water's put inside of the borehole poly tank. And in turn, we call this freedom water. The freedom water tastes good. I would much rather the bush intellect, the village intellect, the agriculturalist intellect. You know, there's much more connection or relationship to the land, to Mama Earth, and the byproduct of that intellect is more sustainable, you know, because most people living in the bush know that there's a type of equilibrium that has to be maintained with the soil, with the air, with the water, because they are dependent upon these ecosystems. So moving out into the city, you know, resources become more limited, more scarce. Everyone's kind of competing over the same resources. It becomes more of an unnatural experience, you know, which tends to create waste, you know, wastefulness.
Dysfunction.
So being out in the village, being out in the bush, is much more harmonious. this idea called globalization. Globalization has influenced our planet so negatively, whereas the idea of localization has the ability to maintain harmony with the ecology. There was a time prior to, like, say, the Industrial Revolution, where you tended to do everything within 15-mile radius of your home or your community. You got married within 15 miles, you grew, the food you consumed was in 15 miles, you went to school within 15 miles, and then as time went on and things began to industrialize, is now that radius expanded. You had transportation that brought apples from Washington State all the way to Miami, Florida. But the carbon footprint of that transporting of goods now is destructive, in the form of emissions and greenhouse gases. We have to get back to localized solutions. You need to access things within that 15-mile radius once again, so that we can begin to heal our planet. So industrialization is not a good thing. We need to get back to localization. And when you see a community like Bamboo Roots Collective and Abundance Restorative Eco Village, we're considering localized solutions versus globalization. And all you need is one, and then you can get two. So we're working to serve as an example, that one example that says, how can we begin to find the solutions to the challenges that beset Africa and African people, and in turn just the planet in general. And much of which is being done through the application of sustainable development principles and localization versus globalization, all through the power of cooperative works.